Today we're going to make some tropical waffles to go with the apple butter that we just made. So to start, I use a frozen banana. And yes, they're not pretty, but they taste fantastic. If you have bananas that are starting to go, instead of throwing them into the garbage, throw them into your freezer. And then as you need them to make smoothies or other recipes that you want to substitute for sugar, use a frozen banana instead. So I've let it thaw a little bit and it's going to come out pretty dark, as you can tell. But that's okay, that's where all the goodness is. We have some great sugars that have applied to it, so we're going to just mash that up just a little bit. And the next thing we're going to do is I'm getting all my liquids together. This is a 1/4 cup, 1/4 cup of coconut milk. Yum. Nice and creamy, full of fat. And yes, fat is good for you, believe it or not. We're going to whisk that all together, and then the next thing I'm going to do is add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. I like a little extra, so you saw an overflow there. I like vanilla. Alright, so our liquids are in. And the next thing we're going to do is start adding in our dry ingredients. And what you'll see here is 1½ cups of almond meal, also called almond flour. This is a grain-free recipe. So I'm going to whisk that in. And then I'm also going to add in 1 cup of flaked coconut. Clean out my whisk just a little bit and grab a spatula real quick. There we go. And I'm going to add my 2 eggs. 1 and 2. All right, and those guys are going to go in as well to moisten up that almond flour. Alrighty. And with those all mixed together, looking wonderful, we're going to add some cinnamon, and this is 1½ teaspoon of cinnamon. I'm going to mix that in, and now we're going to move into our final pieces. I like to make sure that my waffles have a bunch of protein in them, so I add a protein powder. This is a protein powder that we use in our clinic. It's called Whey Pro Complete. It has no heavy taste chemicals or vitamins added to it. It's just pure whey. So I'm going to mix that in. You don't have to do this aspect to it, but I like my breakfast to last a long time. I need them to because of my work. So I add in 2 scoops of Whey Pro. I'm adding in just a pinch. That's about 1/8 teaspoon if you were doing pinches of salt. And then I'm going to add in 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda and 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. Those are your leavening ingredients that make them rise. And then the final component that we're going to add is 1 tablespoon. You can see mine's almost out. 1 tablespoon of arrowroot powder. And I'm going to mix that all together. We have a beautiful creamy batter here. And it's done. My waffle iron is ready. I'm going to pull it out here. Nice and hot. Let's grab just that 1/2 cup mix, and I'm going to put it on to the nice hot waffle iron. Spread it out just a bit. Close it down, turn it, and I'll be back with you as soon as it's done so you can see the finished product. Okay, that waffle is ready. I'm going to take it right off the iron. And as you can see, it's crunchy on the outside and it's actually very soft and tender on the inside, which is what I appreciate about this recipe, is that it's not a hard, clumpy lump as many grain-free waffles are and pancakes. And so what I'm going to do now is take that apple butter that we made earlier, and I'm just going to spread that over the top. And this is a beautiful breakfast for the fall or any time to eat now or on the run. One of the great things is take these waffles and cook the batter up and then freeze them, and as you need them throughout the week, you can take them out and throw them in your toaster and warm them up, and then, hey, homemade toaster waffles without all the chemical ingredients or additives. This is a great, easy recipe. I hope you give it a try. Just enjoy a wonderful homemade breakfast. Bon appetit.